Hey everyone, it's Mark. Streak Philippines 2.0 is a channel. 12 years in the Philippines, it's a long time. And it's given me a lot of time to think, to learn, and to completely reevaluate my perspective on just about everything. Sometimes I think everything I learned was wrong. When I first got here, I'll be honest, I was pretty much an American idealist. I had the vision of the Philippines as, well, not worse than America, but definitely less developed. I was constantly comparing things, judging them against what I considered to be American standards. I remember being frustrated by things like the traffic, the bureaucracy, the lack of efficiency. I think, and sometimes I still do, in America, we do things this way. I was basically that annoying expat. The problem was, I was measuring everything against a yardstick that wasn't even relevant here. I was imposing my own cultural biases, expectations on a completely different society, way of thought. I was completely missing the point. And sometimes with Josie, my wife, I do the same thing. I just don't get it, I don't get the way she's looking at something. I used to complain about how long it took to get things done here, but then I realized that the inefficiency sometimes comes with more of a personal connection. There's just no rush. And, in the U.S., everything is rush, get it done fast, efficiently. People take more time to connect here. It's not just getting the job done as fast as you can do it, but it's who you're dealing with. The longer I lived here, the more I started to see the cracks in the American facade. I started to question whether those American standards that I thought were so great were really that great. I saw how Filipinos had stronger family support systems, more community, definitely more resilient spirit in the face of adversity. Americans, they would never put up with some of the hardships that Filipinos have to go through on a daily basis. And really, I started to think if maybe Americans were the ones that were less developed in certain ways, because Americans have a hard time dealing with problems. My definition of progress, it's really, really changed. It's not just economic growth, it's the quality of life, social connection, and well-being of the community. Now, I'm not saying the Philippines is perfect. That's for sure. I still have those thoughts about, if I was in America, it wouldn't be that way. Josie's heard that a million times. But I'm not saying America is inherently bad, but especially with the discontent and the splintering of groups in the U.S., I've realized that there's a lot of different ways to live a good life. Maybe American standards aren't the only standards that matter. So, what am I now? Well, I'm definitely not the American idealist I was when I first arrived. I'm more critical, more open-minded, hopefully a little bit smarter. I'm still learning, still growing, and the way I look at it is the older you get, the more you know how little you know. And I'm still trying to figure out what it means to be an American, because I'm just so disappointed with what's going on in America. So this video really isn't about the Philippines and all of its faults in being a developing country. But definitely your perspective on your own culture is challenged by living abroad. And I think sometimes that a lot of people in the US, they really got no clue, how easy life is there in comparison to some other developing countries. But anyway, that's what I got to say today. And we were at the bike shop in this video you're watching here, fixing some flats. So I'd be very pleased if you'd subscribe to the channel. I definitely want the best thing for the country I'm living in now, the Philippines. And I hope that America doesn't disappoint me, because I want to be a proud American. But it's getting harder. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.